Robert Oculus here with a basic electrical tutorial. Basically, I'm just going to show you how to hook this stuff up. Who asked me the question, and so I thought I would just do a video on it. So first thing we're going to do, we got a generator. And if we click and hold and we go into our generator, we have fuel. We have a max output of 300 watts. That's going to vary depending on how many engines we have in there. We'll turn it on. Okay, I'm going to come off the engine, right click with the wire tool in hand, and right click on our switch. You see the yellow on the 1 watt, that means that we have power. So I'm going to right click on this switch. I'm going to go to this relay. Relays can help you extend power, because if I come off of this switch with another cord, and you'll watch the cord, it's black. After you get to a certain length, it turns red and you can't, it's too far. So as long as you can see, like, so for instance here, I could still hook it up even though I'm this far away. If I come out here and it's red, I can't hook it up. It's red, it won't let me hook it up. Now if I come back here where it's black and then go to hook it up, I can actually hook it up. Okay? So just keep that in mind, especially if you're building a base and you need to get it to a point. If you have to go around somewhere and the wire is red, you won't be able to hook it up. So right now we are going off of that switch to this relay, and from this relay, what I want is I want these dart traps to fire. When something goes over this tripwire, I want these dart traps to fire. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come off this relay and I'm going to go straight to the tripwire, and then I'm going to go from this side to this side, and you see the difference in the cable. Then I'm going to come off of this side here and I am going to go to this relay. Now, do I have to go to the relay? I can come off this tripwire and I can go straight to the dart trap. But this will be neater and easier to understand, I think. So I'm going to come off of here and I'm going to go to this dart trap. Now, I could come off of here and go to that dart trap as well. As long as it's running off of this side of the tripwire, whenever somebody touches this tripwire, it's going to send electricity and turn these on. Now I could come off here with another wire here, or I can come off this dart trap and just go to this dart trap. So now if somebody crosses this tripwire, we need to turn the switch on first. And now if we look at all our pieces here, you see how we have power here. We have no power here. We've got power here, no power here. Now we have power, and now we have power. And you can see our dart traps are shooting. Now with the electric fence post, what I would like to do, I'm just going to bring this out back farther. We're going to, we'll just drop one here and drop one here. Now, if I come off of this relay and come to here, we got power. As you can see, it's yellow. Now, say I wanted that electric fence to only be on if something crossed the tripwire, well then I would come off of this side or this relay and then go to the electric fence. But you're probably typically always going to want it always on, because it's only being used if something actually crosses it. So you can see we're hot, and if I go through it, you can see it's hot. I'm just going to come off of this side here. And before I do that, let me show you. If we look in our generator, you can see we have a usage of 14 watts and we have 300. So we can power more stuff. So I'm going to come off this relay. I'm going to go to this switch. How about that? Okay, and then we'll come off this switch. And we'll go to this relay. In this relay, we will go to these lights. And then here. Okay. So that is on over here. We have power. We are working. But now since we're running, we will turn this switch on. We have no power. Why is that? Because we have it running off of, remember, coming off this tripwire to this relay that is only going to get power when something crosses that tripwire. Now, come off of here and connect it to here. And you notice it automatically removed that power source. So now, that is still on over there, but now this is triggered with a switch. If we come off of this relay here, and we have a motion camera. Now, there's my red wire, so I can't hook it up. But if we come back to where it's black and I can still see it, then we can still hook it up. We'll come off that motion sensor and we're going to go to this blade trap. Now, the way I have the motion sensor configured is when something catches motion, it turns the blade trap on. And when something leaves the field of view, it turns off. Now if you hold E to interact, I have the power instant, of course, and then the duration we want triggered. So I don't want it to run all the time. The preview, we can change this preview. We can point it around. You see how it just turned on? Now it just turned off. So we can point it wherever we want. Same with the lights. If we come in here and we interact with the spotlight and we click on the target signal and then click on this, and we can point this any direction to fine tune what we want. Okay, we will leave that on. Let's go over here to the engine. Not the engine, the generator, and see what wattage we're at now. We're at 31 watts. So with 6 engines and 1 generator, we can run quite a bit of stuff. The motion sensor, we do have pressure plates, and we have a trigger plate, and we have a bigger trigger plate. So I'll go ahead and put one of these down. So let's say I want the lights on when somebody stands on this trigger plate. So let's put the trigger plate down right there. Instead, what we'll do is we'll come off this switch and we're going to go here to the trigger plate. Now we're going to go from the trigger plate over here. So now when you step on the trigger plate, it turns everything on. Now you can use this as if you have a vehicle and you want to drive up to a garage door or a powered bridge. You can use the motion sensor or the trigger plate and it will automatically open your powered garage door or the powered drawbridge. And then when you get off of it, it can close, and you have a duration, you can do a delay. But I hope that answered anybody's questions. I know most people already know how this all works, but like I said, I had somebody that did have a question, and hopefully this helped a lot of people. I appreciate you watching and spending your time with me. Take care as always, and I've implemented a lot of this in my base tutorials. Check out my other videos, and you can see it in action. I appreciate you watching. If you found this tutorial helpful, please hit that subscribe button.